So I wanted to do a video about the inventory system once again. There's a lot of, I wouldn't say bad information, there's just a lot of information that doesn't work for everybody on YouTube right now. As far as the inventory system go, we have a clothing store of over 7,000 items. So we've kind of did a process of elimination, what works and what doesn't work in the inventory system. Now, if you have the money and you can get advanced scanners and hand scanners and stuff like that, you don't need this video. But if you're like me or the common man, you don't want to spend the money on the inventory system scanner or something like that, that might be your best interest. But this is for the common man that's trying to save the money, trying to grow his business, and with minimal things. So we started doing the inventory system 1 to 5,000 in inventory. And the reason that we had a hard time with it is the consolidation process. So basically what we use for our inventory system is these boxes like this right here. And so we were labeling the numbers one, always do 1,000, 0001 starting off with, and then going all the way up to 5,000. So we found out we didn't have the time to consolidate our whole store, and we needed this space for new inventory because we were running out of space for to put inventory because our store was getting filled. So we found that we didn't have time to consolidate 5,000 items. That's like 7-8 shelves. And doing listings every day, and only if you have 10 workers, you probably don't need this video. You have someone consolidating, you have someone shipping, you have someone doing this, you have someone doing that. But if you're like me or an eBay, or you're doing it all by yourself, you maybe have a helper once in a while or something like that. Like my wife helps me out once in a while, but it doesn't work for everybody, because how are you going to go into your store? You're going to spend your whole day consolidating your whole store. So the reason I switched to this letter system, so instead of putting 0001, I put a letter in front of it, like A0001, was because now this shelf is A, this shelf is B, this shelf is C, this shelf is D. So when I get more space in my boxes, I have more rooms on the shelf to put new items. So basically what's going to happen is on shelf A, I'm going to have space at the bottom of my shelf because I consolidated that shelf. Now I have extra space on the bottom of that shelf to put new inventory versus having, so the problem with when you have 1 to 5,000, you have to move from shelf to shelf to shelf to shelf before you can add new boxes. And it becomes a hard process, like almost impossible for me to get done in a day. So the reason I went for the A system, A, B, C, D system, was because I can consolidate one shelf at a time instead of 8 shelves at a time. So it helped me tremendously to be able to utilize the shelf space faster and not have to waste my whole day consolidating the whole store. I can consolidate one shelf instead of 10 shelves at a time. So the inventory system that they're teaching, these big companies are teaching, are not for everybody, is what I'm saying, because as a single person, you don't want to spend your whole day consolidating shelves. So I suggest you just consolidate one shelf at a time versus 10 shelves at a time. The negative side of it is every time you add new product, you have to go out to your thing and see where you left off. Like I left off at D0925 or whatever. So that's the negative side of things. You have more numbers to work with. So this is what works for us. We are the premium clothing store on eBay. If you want to check us out and hopefully you'll buy something, we appreciate it. We're a small business. Right now, my wife is going to be coming full time with me so we can try to increase our business a little bit. And I appreciate any purchases that we can get. And thank you for watching. I hope this has helped you. We're going to be doing more videos in the future about what has worked for the common eBay seller. We're not big time eBay sellers, We're getting bigger, we're expanding. We started off 2 years ago, and we had very limited inventory a couple years ago, but God has blessed us with an opportunity to be thrifters, and we buy new and used clothing, vintage clothing, and we're having a great time with it. In the future, we're going to probably do some videos on what is selling for us, and you'd be surprised on some of the stuff that sells, like some of the generic stuff that we buy, and we'd make a few bucks off of it. And so we got, so even different resellers have different situations. Like we're a slower seller, I would say, because we don't have to turn and burn our product and flip it because we're out of debt and stuff like that. So we have different ways of thinking, but we're doing well with our business and it's growing tremendously, and we appreciate you watching. So tune in for more, and thank you for watching.